Hello everyone, I'm Trey Rich. It's summertime and you're watching The Buzz. On today's show, Madison is at the LA Memorial Stadium for NBC's Summer Games activation, and in our artist spotlight we have Gone Gone Beyond. It's a summer banger, so let's get this party started.
Hi, my name's Jessie Graff. Let's get buzzed.
Before we get started, I want to get some Buzz news out of the way. Britney Spears finally got a chance to speak up for herself and railed on her father, who is in charge of her conservatorship. Britney said she is fed up with the lack of privacy and the fact that she can't have kids, cannot go to the doctor, remove her IUD, cannot get married, and have access to her own money. But she can go on tour, perform, and pay the very people that kept her from basic freedoms for 13 years now. Britney's words were so powerful, even the judge praised her for her bravery. Britney will be back in court in a few weeks, and the judge will make a decision if they are to start proceedings to end her conservatorship. Last week, the president made Juneteenth a national holiday. Many businesses immediately showed solidarity, but IKEA, who we owe much of our lovely set to, took things to the next level. A menu that the manager of an IKEA store in Atlanta says was meant to honor Juneteenth instead angered Black employees who called it insensitive. Many didn't show up for work on Saturday, Juneteenth, and some even thought about quitting. Employees called that racially insensitive and ignorant and said that members of management need to do more to educate themselves on Black culture moving forward. The store manager said GCL management deeply apologizes for what happened and realizes they got the menu wrong. Well, starting off the show, Madison is at the Los Angeles Memorial Stadium to attend the NBC Summer Games activation. NBC rolled out their new show College Bowl with Peyton Manning and his brother Cooper, and then she hangs with host Zuri Hall and Jessie Graff of American Ninja Warrior, and finally did some crafting with Simon Doonan from NBC's crafting competition show Making It. Sounds like fun times? Let's take a look.
This heat wave isn't the only thing burning up Los Angeles this summer, because NBC's new slate is fire! What's up, guys? I'm Madison Brodsky here at the Coliseum for NBC's Summer Games event. We'll be talking to hosts, contestants, and judges for all of their new shows, so check it out. All right, so everybody loves a competitive series, and the show is going into its 13th season, which is absolutely crazy. What do you think the draw is for viewers to keep tuning in year after year?
You know what? Year after year, we just up the ante. The competition gets stiffer. The ninjas get younger. We just lowered the age limit, so now you only have to be 15 to compete, which is amazing, and we are seeing what these young teenagers can do, and I've never felt older or like I've had a badder knee. Like, I'm just like, oh God, I can never pull off what they just made happen. So it's a lot of
Well, you look 15.
Thank you. I'll take that. But yeah, so that's the big thing is the age limit being different. And then also every year the course gets more difficult. There's $1 million on the line. That's not a little bit of money. And these ninjas are working really hard for it. And I gotta say, this season surprised me in a big way. So we have upped it. You will love it. Tune in. That's all I can say.
What a tease. I absolutely love that. I mean, Hollywood and red carpets are one thing, but what's so special about the American Ninja Warrior family?
Yeah, you know what? I love covering the red carpets for Access Hollywood. I love the celebrity interviews, but Ninja really has my heart in a different way because it's stories of, triumph over tragedy. People have fought against all odds to make it to the starting line, and so we say it, and it sounds cliche, but it's true. The battle was getting there. The winning was in making it to the start line of a Ninja Warrior course. We have people who have lost parents to cancer. We have people who are raising awareness for those living with Asperger's. There's so many different stories, and I just feel really privileged to be a part of sharing them and supporting them on the sideline. And I think that's what separates it, is the heart of the show, and that's what people keep coming back for every year.
And speaking of heart, is it heartbreaking when you're watching a contestant, you're rooting for them, and they don't make it all the way?
Oh my gosh, it's so heartbreaking. It's also stressful because I'm the first person they have to talk to. So I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be awkward. But no, my heart does break when people aren't, going as far as they maybe hoped or wanted, because you're rooting for them. Everyone up there is such a good person, and they're so excited. And here's the thing with Ninja, you get one shot. There are no do-overs. You mess up and it's done. We'll see you next year, maybe, if you're lucky, right? Like, there's no guarantee you get another shot. So yeah, my heart does break for them when it's a bit disappointing with their run, but I'm just grateful to be the person that they get to see first and to be able to hug them and encourage them and, push them in the direction of trying again next season.
Well, this isn't the real course, it's the inflatable course, but I'm about to go take my shot at it. So any tips, suggestions, anything?
Okay, so normally on the traditional course, grip strength is a big one. You got to hold on for dear life, but then also when it's time to let go and swing, girl, you just better let go and swing and just give it to God. You don't know what's going to happen, but you better go. So that would be my biggest thing. And also, normally we're timing it, right? So I say don't get too stuck too long on one obstacle. You got to keep pushing through and take a deep breath because you're going to need a lot of stamina to get through it. But I have faith.
It's take one dip or one big breath, go as far as you can. Don't think about it, just keep going.
Until it's time to let go, which is
I think I can do that
for life. I think you can. I see warrior in you. You are emitting ninja warrior. Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, and I'm so excited. Are you going to take the course?
That's a great question. I've not done the real course. This one looks kind of fun though, so I don't know. Y'all might see me out here before it's all said and done, but I'll go after you. I'm going to take tips from you.
Oh, no, I think you should go first, and I'll take tips from you.
We're going to hash this out.
Well, Zuri, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today, and are you ready to get going?
I'm ready to watch you get going. You got this, girl. Let's go. I'll go cheer you on. You go. Do it. Do your thing. Woo!
We have more with Madison and Jessie Graff after the break.
Another one of NBC's summer shows is Olympic Dreams with the Jonas Brothers. And guess what, you guys? The boys are with me. Well, not really, because they're currently busy learning Olympic sports with the help of Team USA. Guys, I know you're busy right now, but when you come back, I'm challenging you to a gymnastics match because, hey, I did the sport for 16 years. You guys had the help of Team USA, so let's do it. Might be some competition. All right, Jessie. Being the amazing warrior that you are, I thought it would only be right to have you on the actual inflatable course for American Ninja Warrior today. How are we feeling?
Great. I feel so at home on a course, so thank you for choosing this location.
The show is so amazing, and people keep tuning in season after season. We're in season 13 right now. Why do you think people keep tuning in?
I mean, the stories are so inspiring to be able to see someone and everything they've overcome to accomplish something amazing. I think inspires a lot of people to see what's possible for them. No matter what's going on in your life, you can challenge yourself and grow and get better.
It's so crazy because you guys really, truly are athletes. Do you think American Ninja Warrior, especially this summer, is almost like the pre-game to the Olympics?
If I were choosing which one to watch, I would watch Ninja Warrior personally. So, but I don't know. To me, the Ninja Warrior is my Olympics. It's like I always wanted to be in the Olympics when I was a kid for gymnastics or pole vaulting. And when I found Ninja, it was like it combined gymnastics and pole vaulting and everything I learned in stunts and martial arts. And then it was like this sport fell in front of me out of nowhere that became my new Olympics. So I don't know. They go hand in hand.
And it's an interesting season for you because you're in recovery right now. How are you feeling?
Amazing. It's incredible. My shoulders haven't felt this good in a long time. It's like a fresh start. I'm still definitely way weaker than I was. I have a lot of rebuilding to do, but it's like I have this foundation where before I had strength on top of like brittle strings, and now I have like strong ligaments. So it's really exciting for the future.
That is really exciting. Does that mean the best years of your American Ninja Warrior career is ahead of us?
I think so. I mean, in this recovery time, I've also been doing so much studying of like anatomy and physiology and biomechanics and just trying to learn how can I make myself better without overdoing it in the most scientific way possible. So hopefully that'll have much better results.
I like this game plan that you have got going on. What is it like to watch contestants compete right now? Is it like an interesting experience? Do you see the show in a different way now that you're kind of taking a step back for a season?
Yeah, it's been already a huge transition watching obstacles. I was there in person for some of the earlier qualifiers when my shoulders were still hurting, and I remember looking at obstacles and feeling in my body like, I don't know how that's possible. Like, it was the disconnect had never been there before. I look at things and I say, okay, here's how I would do it. And this time I was looking at it being like, that would hurt. I don't know how I could ever do that again. And just over the course of the season, going and watching people again and being like, maybe I could do that. And starting to feel like I can try obstacles. And it's like, it's coming back mentally as it comes back physically. And the excitement is growing as it feels more possible.
And now there's 15-year-olds. Is that crazy? Could you imagine yourself doing this at 15?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think this is something I've been predicting for a while. It's like when you start a sport so young, your body adapts to that sport. And the 15-year-olds who are competing now, they started training the same year I did. Wow. We've been training for the same number of years, but they are able to train full time. Their bodies are growing to match the demands of the sport. So they are, I think of them as almost a new species of human, that they are going to have superpowers, and we're just beginning to see what that looks like.
Through your recovery process, since you guys started at the same age as these up-and-comers, do you have any advice for them in taking care of their bodies so that they can be strong by the time they get to an older ninja?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can continue growing stronger and more capable as you get older, unless you overdo it in a really unbalanced way when you're young. So you can, I remember being young and thinking like, in this competition, what's more important to me? Doing my best right now or being able to walk in 5 years? 100% would have chosen that competition right now. And now I'm like, yeah, but you could do so much better now if you took care of yourself then. And so I try to see it as the discipline to be your best. Like, if you're not disciplined enough and you want to just like climb and train 24/7, a lot of us think of training more often and harder as more discipline. But for the ninjas, we just want to play all the time. So I have to tell myself, hey, if you're not disciplined enough to take a rest day, that's fine. You won't reach your full potential. So trying to use that sort of psychology on yourself to be like, do I want to be my absolute best, or do I want to play on obstacles today and every day? Well, I want to be my best. So being smarter, studying, and finding the most scientific way to maximize your potential is worth taking the time to do.
Well, I'm so glad you're feeling better. I'm so excited to see you back on this course. And thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
That's so true. I feel like when I'm in an airplane, why is the hardest part of this crowd opening up this? Okay, I got mine.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Hi.
When I look at this piece, I know that every single piece that was put in this collage is a part of your life and is a part of your mother's life. What do you think their reaction would be to this?
Hysterical tears. There's no way that Joyce and Marla are keeping it together.
There may be mixed feelings, though, because what kind of sociopath would take one piece from the puzzle and glue it to their artwork?
All right, making it season 3 is right around the corner. How excited are we, and what is in store?
It's insane. You're not going to believe the range of contestants is incredible, and there's new dimension to the show because now we have the mega craft.
Explain the mega craft.
Maybe it was a secret and I wasn't supposed to say
No,
anything.
tell me your dirty little secrets. I want to hear.
Well, the show, there was the faster craft, the master craft,
Correct.
and now introducing, hang on to your girdles and your tranquilizers, the mega craft.
I think my patches are falling off. I'm so excited.
It's so good. And it was, it's just a fantastic season. There were lots of incredible stories, because that's the thing about crafting. I have to learn to say crafting. The thing about crafting that's so great is once people start making stuff, their guard falls down, their stories come out, people tend to reveal themselves. I don't think it's an accident that, people are given crafts for therapeutic mental illness.
Sure.
That's not a very cheery thing to bring into the subject.
No.
But you talked about so many stories that you hear on the show. Is there any craft or story that has inspired you in your own crafts and your own work?
Well, see, when I went into, I was so happy to get the call to do Making It. And, but I thought, well, I've seen it all. I've been in the window display world for 4 decades. So there's nothing I haven't put in a window. But continually, every episode of Making It, it's a new generation of people doing things in a different way. So even though I went into it thinking I'm Mr. Know-It-All, every week my mind is blown.
I agree with that statement. And it's so interesting because creative is all subjective, right? Creativity. So how does one judge someone's creativity in a show like Making It?
Well, we do have criteria. Dana Isom Johnson and I, we use rigorous criteria, craftsmanship, wow factor, and overall we're kind of assessing the conviction. Was this a good idea? That was just, because that's what's really important is conviction. When you put your outfit together, I can tell you had conviction about this green jumpsuit.
Thank you so much.
Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman, they were very clear from the beginning of this show. This is a fun, easy, breezy show. There's no wrong way to approach it. We just, at the end of the day, there's always somebody who's just, approach something with a bit more conviction, a bit more of a concept. So, I do think in general the world of crafting is non-judgy, even though, and I say that as a judge, which is a bit of a contradiction.
I love it. Should we get to the crafts?
I'd love to.
Let's get over to the crafts.
Check your local listings for NBC's new summer lineup. Don't go anywhere. We have band Gone Beyond in our artist spotlight.
Let's do this. Maybe not with silver though. Maybe with like black.
Right. So I'll work with the rhinestones and you do just so they end up different.
Yeah.
And you'll graffiti yours.
Blending neo-folk with worldly sounds, Gone Beyond has its grip on vast musical spectrums. We have them up next in our artist spotlight.
I've been traveling away. That has led me to the water, while everybody in LA was safe at home.
The name came from a phone call I got from David, and he was calling from India. And I'll let him take it from there. I don't know what was going on in India.
Yeah, we were going through a bunch of different names and trying to figure out what we wanted and what's not taken. And we all have different meditation practices. And Gone Beyond comes from the Heart Sutra. It's a Tibetan Buddhist mantra, and it's Gate, Gate, Pada Gate, Padasam Gate, Bodhi Swaha, which it translates to gone beyond the beyond, hail the goer. Well, at that point in time, it was just me and Danny, so it was easier. The band kind of formed a couple of years after that, after Danny and I got together.
Mel and David met in Spain. David and I met in California. Danny and David met in New York, so definitely pretty spread out.
Yeah.
David being the person that was popping around the world all over the place and finding.
Yeah. What's happening with this record is it's an incredible natural evolution of something that, the way that the band was born, I would say, is not necessarily what we're doing. It's not what we're doing, but it's actually, we've had the opportunity now to be a band. Because the way we were formed was like me working with Kat, me working with Danny, me working with Mel, and then a very random, bizarre story of coming together and where we decided to combine 4 bands in one band, and that's what we're doing now. So this.
And then we traveled together for 2 years, kind of really vibing on each other and writing together and singing together and traveling together and all the things you do and living on the road together. And then it sort of became this whole new thing, real collective, you know? And I think that's what this record is.
Yeah, I know. Ain't nothing gonna stop you now. When you're ready, you can come back down. And I'll meet you in the canyon.
The amazing thing about being in a band is just that opportunity to like really have to give and take a little bit and to learn how to collaborate on a different level. Because I think when you're in your solo project and it's up to you, inevitably you get to decide at the end of the day. But in a band, you don't. That's not really the case. You know, everybody has to have enough of a say in it to feel really good about how we move forward, and then also to come to an agreement, which can take some time, and can also take some help from the outside too. You know, we've been really lucky to have some mentors around us who have been pretty crucial in like helping us to find a good middle ground in times where we have a challenging time figuring out which direction to go.
It's been an interesting decision. We do that. We split everything equally. I mean, it's a little bit different than I would say a lot of other bands that we've seen. I mean, there are of course bands like this, but it's really for front people in a band. You know, there's no one that's just hired to do a thing. It's everyone gets 25% of writing credit. Everyone gets 25% mixing credit. Everyone gets 25% production credit. Everything across the board equally.
It's a tough room. But I love it. Obviously, it's a trust thing. You know, you're telling somebody that I'm here. Like, if I'm here, I think
we're telling each other too, like, we're all equal, period. Like, what we contribute is equal. Like, we're valued equally as human beings, as individuals, as artists. And I think that that's a really important thing in a band. And because we all are lead, you know, performers and writers, it was, I think, really important for all of us to feel like we had that sense of equality in the band.
Was it better when it wasn't love? Just unrelated passengers on the same plane. They say that there's another.
Yeah, so there are 4 singles from the 12 that are already out.
It's a Little Moon, Canyons, Coast, and Another Earth are the 4 that are currently out right now. Another Earth was our just recent release, so that was our most recent single. And that one, I guess the stem of it began, I don't know, where were you, Danny, when you started the guitar?
Well, funny enough,
in Costa Rica, right?
We had just gotten done with a breath workshop.
Was this at Punta Mona?
It was at Punta Mona.
Oh, that's right.
Playing a show
That's
on
right.
this
We were
island.
sitting on the kitchen area.
And Dave and I.
It's not an island. He always
Dave
thinks
is
it's an
strumming
island.
It's
some
not an
chords.
island.
It's not an island. But it's like
It feels like an island.
It's like an island,
You
but-
have to take a boat to get there, so
Yeah.
it's like you have to take a. But
Islandish.
yeah, islandish.
And so it's kind of this combo of chords. Dave was playing, and then this breathwork session that kind of was very trippy.
Psychedelic
and
breathwork
it's
session.
Very psychedelic,
Really
and
psychedelic.
but no psychedelics. It was just breath and I think this sort of idea of Another Earth came in that moment, and then Kat had written this beautiful set of lyrics that you hear in the second verse. I've been thinking about it. I only imagine life is ecstatic. Can we all have
Yeah, Danny just kind of like showed me some of his lyrics for the first verse, and I was looking at it, and he's like, I feel like you have the second verse in you. And then I was like, okay, let me sit with it. And then it just kind of came out. And then I showed it to Danny, and he's like, that's it. That's the verse.
You know,
That's
it was
what it
kind
is.
of like all these parts, you know, from Dave's, you know, chords. Actually, even funnily enough, Mel's not here, but like as I was like running these chords Dave had been playing earlier, Mel walks in to take a shower and like disrobes in front of me, and then just naked looks over at me, and he's like, I think maybe da 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 da.
Oh, that's
So
right.
it was like really all of us had like this like part
quite
in putting
interesting.
it together. It was
way that the song was
and he was
created.
saying that to me just totally naked, just feet from my face.
We're gone beyond, and you've just been buzzed.
That's all we have. Special thanks to Madison, Jessie Graff, Zuri Hall, Simon Doonan, and the band Gone Beyond. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and double tap us on Instagram, all at @buzz_access. Before we go, we're going to leave you with more from the NBC Summer Games activation. I'm Trey Rich, love and light to you all, and free Britney!
All right. Are you ready? I'm ready. I only processed half of that, so I'm just going to share with you. I'm ready.
Important thing.
Yes.
Don't land on your head or your feet. And stay in your side.
Got it. Follow your butt.
That's it. Yep. Ready? Set. Go.
I thought it was over. There's a buzzer. Good work. Good work. What do you want, guys?
That was fun.
I think it was the sound effect before. I think that's what killed it off.
I need to say 30 of them.
Right?
For more stories and extended clips, go to thebuzzallaccess.com. I'm Trey Rich, and you've just been buzzed.